Assalamu alaikum. So glad to see everybody here today. Everybody hear me all right, I hope? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. It's great to see everybody here today. I know that there has been a lot of parents and students asking for help. And so I'm here to give some advice maybe for all of us that are in this virtual learning environment together. And I'm very happy to see everyone here today. Thank you so much for joining me. Inshallah, I'll be able to provide some guidance and maybe also answer some questions. So feel free to bring your questions onto the Facebook Live or onto the YouTube channel as well. I have your comments going so I can answer any questions. So to see to the YouTube channel as well. I have your comments going so I can answer questions. Sorry about that. I'm trying to manage the volume over here, so just give me one moment. Volume over here, so just give me one moment. Over here, so just we got some more people to join us today, inshallah. We'll have some more parents, maybe some students joining us. Over here, so just give me one moment. We'll give it another maybe 3 minutes for people to join us. I hope everybody is having a nice afternoon, well rested, well deserved after the week that we've had with our children. I hope that our kids are having some time to spend with our family, friends. And I hope that everybody has had a time to maybe reflect on the things that worked and the things that don't. And then we'll be able to answer some questions today. Okay, it looks like I have everything set up here all right. And we can get started. Okay, all right, great. So my name is Aliya, Alidina Lyons, and I am a teacher and I am an educator, and I have been a teacher in the community for about 13 years now. My husband is a teacher as well. And many times we have parents and teachers that can, parents and students that ask me for help, advice. And lately we have a lot of questions about what do we do about the virtual learning platform? What can we do to help our kids maintain in the in a social setting, but also helping them so that they don't feel like they're losing out on anything. And I know that it is a tough question. I personally am also working through it as well. Behind me, you can see my daughter's desk, and I created a space for her to work through. And I just thought I would have this session with you so that I can share with you the things that I can see personally as a virtual school teacher, and as a mother and a parent and a sister and a friend. So I'm hoping that that what I have to share with you, it helps. And please feel free to contact me if you ever have any questions. I'm always here to help. So another thing about me that perhaps you should know is that I work for a virtual school in Florida. I am a high school teacher. I teach one subject at Florida Virtual School, and I have been there for about 3 years now. And so from a teacher's perspective, I know that there are many parents who are teaching or helping their students learn and helping their children learn from home for many, many, many different reasons. Some reasons that are beyond our control. Some reasons are for choice. And whatever reason you have for why you are doing your homeschooling, there is going to be some questions or some a bit of a learning curve for you and for your children. And so I know that it is not easy, and I know that there's a way for it to be maybe a little bit smoother, and that's what I'm here for. So we're going to get started with, I have a little presentation for you. You can take a screenshot of this at the end of the day or at the end of this session so that you can have it. But I have a few pointers that I think would be helpful for not just our parents, but also for our students and our children to know that we want them to do well. And so please follow me along with my presentation today. Okay, so here is my virtual classroom. As you can see, I have a little bit of a provided for us. And our first point that we have is that there's a lot of login information that is coming with being a virtual learner. There are computers and laptops. And I believe, hold on, let me turn to the next slide here to show you point number 1 that I'd like for you to make sure that you have. Yeah, so here's your, I would highly recommend that you keep a book handy. I have a, I'll share with you, I have a planner that I've bought for us, and all of our login information is in one place. And this is for everything that we have that is for my daughter's schooling, whether it's for the laptop, for the school login information, for all the other things that you might see every time that there's a new login password that needs to be entered in. Keep a log of it, and this is great because not only does it help with the primary parent that is at home, but it also helps with the other parent that may not be very familiar with what's going on at home because they're out of the house, for the majority of the day, and also for the student to know where things are. So make sure that you keep a log with your login information for reference at all times. The second thing that I would recommend also is have an extra device ready to go. Sometimes things happen, and uh, if you can, if you have the ability, if you have the means to have a second device, whether it is a smartphone, a tablet, an extra computer, a desktop, make sure that you have availability and access to it, and have it charged, because things can glitch and things need updates, and sometimes it takes longer than what we expect, and we might be running late for a class, or with a time crunch, so you always want to have an extra device ready. If you can, make sure that you have a charging port nearby. It's always great to also keep everything powered up and ready to go. The third thing that I would also recommend is that we want to make sure that your student and your family members, everybody in the house, knows what the schedule is for the day. Things can change from day to day. No matter if you are doing the virtual learning where it is self-paced, where you can log in and log out at your discretion, or if you are doing the virtual learning platform where they're logging in with a teacher. You want to make sure that everybody knows what the schedule is, and perhaps having it in several places in your home. So I have two places. I have two calendars in my house. The first one is over by my kitchen area. I have a calendar that is divided into the days of the week. And then I have a whiteboard that looks like this, and with the times and everything listed. And this to-do list changes every day, and I put it next to my daughter's desk. And that is where she knows what is coming. She knows when lunch is. She knows when her break is. She knows when her small group and her whole group. And so everything kind of is anticipated, and there's not a lot of um, um, questions about what's coming next. So we want to make sure that our students and our parents, everybody at home, siblings that are involved, it's a family thing. And so make sure that that schedule is visible in the house, and make sure it's in different places, so that, or more than one place, so that we all know where it is. If I have this schedule next to my daughter's desk and I'm working in the other room, I can also see what's going on during that time period. So make sure you have a schedule visible. If you're not sure what the schedule looks like, contact your child's teacher. Ask resources for yourself, if you can print them or if you handwrite them. Whatever works for you and your family. I would just recommend that you do a little bit of that prep, maybe on a Sunday or the night before, so that we know kind of what the day looks like. I would also recommend that you schedule and make sure that wake up times and bedtimes are kind of at a school school friendly. So waking up at 8:55 if class is starting at 9 o'clock. We don't want our kids to just out of bed and go the class. We want them to be ready to learn. We want them to feel like they're having so make sure you wake them up at least an hour before class. Have them fed, changed, ready. Give them a walk outside. Go outside and have a walk. Do a little bit of fresh air. Make sure that you have your schedule for the morning set, and then also in the evening do the same thing, and that will really help with maintaining a schedule and for your students to be happy. Okay, so the next point that I have is designate a study area. Having designated studios for everyone. We have young children, we have middle school children, we have older children that are high school age. Everyone's going to have a comfortable place in their home. We might have multiple children in our home that are doing schoolwork. So we need to make sure that everybody has a place and every place has someone where they feel comfortable in. And the one thing, virtual school teacher that I have highly recommend to all of our homeschool parents, especially when they're just getting started, is try not to do school in the same place where you sleep. Try to move the areas where you are. Don't go into your bedroom or in the bed. Make sure that you are sitting up. You have a place to stretch and stand and walk around if you need. If for the younger children, you might want to make sure that there is plenty of space where they have a place where they can put their materials and their books, and then always have an extra chair ready for you to sit next to them so you don't feel like you're kind of hovering over. You want to make sure that you're kind of sitting next to them so that you can help. So make sure that that study area is there and everybody knows where it is. It could be in the main family room. It could be on the dining room table where, you know, it's kind of in the middle of the home and everybody knows that it's school time. It could be, you know, an extra classroom or desk that you have designated for your child. And all of that will create a space for learning and to just make sure that we know where everything is. So it's a good place. It's a good thing to plan. Next thing that I really want to share with you, number 5, is find support. Find a buddy. Find somebody who has the same schedule as you or has the same school as you. If you can find a classmate or a parent. I know right now that there are a lot of Facebook and online platforms that have support groups for parents to ask questions. And I will be honest with you, the first day of the virtual learning that my daughter was in, I had another parent who the two of us were on text message the whole day. And we were checking with each other to make sure we had the right links, we had the right login, we knew where to go. Is this working for you? This is not really going. So you want to make sure that all of that is there so that you have somebody to touch base with, and you want to make sure that you have support. I would highly recommend, if you don't have someone and if it's maybe hard for you to find someone, maybe you can contact your child's teacher and see if there is a parent network or if there is a PTA that you can join, because this well, maybe I shouldn't say everybody, but there are many of us that are doing the virtual learning right now. And if you're here with me today, that means that you are part of that community. And so you should find somebody that you can go to and talk to and ask your questions to. And then also maybe that will help relieve some of the stress that we find that comes with this new way of learning. The sixth thing that I found that helped me out this week is setting an alarm throughout the day. We had a long list of things to do. Like, for example, on this over here, there are so many time slots here that we had to keep track of, especially in that first week, right? There's so much going on. So what I found that was helpful is that I have my Alexa in my home, and I set my alarm to chime in the times for that day, and it helped keep us all into a place. If you have an alarm in your home or on a tablet, make sure that it is accessible to everyone so that you know when the next thing to anticipate comes. So just set it and forget it, and make sure that so that way that's going to make sure that you're not always watching the clock or miss anything. I know I've missed at least one session this week, but the law came out okay, and inshallah next week will be better. I think by the end of the week we kind of came to a good flow with our schedule, and having that alarm set really helped. My next point for you is to communicate with your teacher. Communicate with your child's teacher for support. It's so important. There are so many things that are happening right now to make that learning taking place. And this is something that I know that as parents, we are very protective of our kids, and we want them to be in the best possible place. And we have had to make the decision to put our students and put our kids into whatever type of learning that that we saw that worked best with our family. And so whether that is going back to the classroom face to face, doing a hybrid model, doing only online, whatever decision you made the best decision for you and your family and your child. And I understand that there's so many parents that have concerns about our children learning, and did I make the right choice? So my advice on this is that I want to just tell you that I want you to give your teachers some understanding, and make sure that you give them time to learn what they're doing. So many of our teachers are just trying to survive right now, and this is new for them. A lot of the technology is new, and a lot of the technology is limited as well, depending on what school district or what school you're in. And so, teaching the kiddos in the classroom while also teaching students online, there's no plan that tells you how to do that. They are making it up as they go. And so some teachers had 2 weeks to prepare. Some teachers are just being hired right now because there's a shortage, and they're just hitting the ground and going and running. And so my point is simple. I want you to put yourself in the shoes of these teachers, because now they're being required to be not just teachers, but also tech support, and the camera person, and an audio technician, and a mask monitor in their classrooms. They have to do all of this while, there are several lesson plans on at the same time, face-to-face and online. And that is to ensure the safety of all their students in the classroom, both in and out, while making sure that everybody online can hear them and see their screen. So there's a lot in the background of all of this. And so what I ask on behalf of all the teachers, and as a teacher myself, is support your teachers. Ask them if you can help in any way, if you have skills that you can volunteer in some way, just communicate with your teacher and ask and offer that support. Tell them that they did a great job. Send them an email and tell them, thank you so much for this lesson. I know that it wasn't easy. It looked like there was a lot going on, but my daughter really enjoyed that small group, or, we had a really good time. Send them a picture of your child learning in their classroom. And And with, inshallah, with your support, this will help your teachers become stronger and better. Remember that it has just been 1 week, and for some teachers, it is going to be a whole new week next week with everything that they've learned. So just communicate with your teacher, be supportive, pray dua for them, and inshallah, everything will be better as time goes on. So that's something that I would really love to share with you, because communicating with your teacher is so important. The next slide, or the next point that I'd like for us to also talk about, is to keep all your school supplies in one area. We already talked about designating a study area, right? Like a desk or a table in your home, but also keep all your school supplies in one area. There are some great small businesses and Etsy, small business people who are creating these amazing things for you to get organized. You can use a box, you can use a cart, you can use a binder. Just put everything into one area so that it's like a grab and go. If your child feels antsy and wants to move to a different area, they can just take their box and move to another place, that they have that with them, so that everything is always with them, and that there's no shuffling as to like where are my things. This also helps, like I said, there's a primary parent at home, but also there's a secondary parent as well that's in the home that that might need to step in, when things get a little bit busy. And so if everybody knows where things are, it makes it easier for the child and reduces that anxiety for them too. I also would recommend to keep a home binder. And so that would mean that you would print everything out and put things together in one place, so that when you are going through their schedules, they're creating their lesson plans or the week plan, keep everything in a binder, and that way it's just like one place that you can go to. The next thing to share with you is these really this amazing product. We all know that there's a blue light that that technology has, and so some of our glasses, when we make them, we can put that blue light filter. But these glasses are made for children. They do not have a prescription, but they are a blue light filter for you to use, and they've been really helpful. They come in all different colors, and they come in boy colors and girl colors. This pair in itself, I believe I got it on the website, and there was a promotion. I might have gotten them for $25. And these have been really helpful. My daughter's been using them, and she says that her eyes have not been hurting as much after she's in front of the computer. So I would really recommend getting some blue light glasses for your child, even if they don't have a prescription, so that it can help with the screen time. And then the last thing that I would recommend is just be positive. That growth mindset that teachers talk about, go to the positive thing, go to the positive end of things, even if it might not look so positive at that moment. Try to find that silver lining and give your child the incentives that they need in order to be better. Give them some things in their toolbox to look forward to. Those positive incentives can look like many, many different things. You can go to the dollar section of Target and pick up some fun things for the day or for the week. You can promise them some kind of an outing or some special time, a little bit of downtime. Just make sure that when you are talking to your children, and if they seem like they're resistant to where they are, and they're going to feel that way because it is new and it's hard, but find that positivity and give them the incentive to complete a task, even if it's a small goal, and that those small goals are going to reach to the big goals, right? So we want to make sure that our kids know that we are cheering them on, we are rooting for them, we're in their corner, we are supporting them. And everybody is kind of together in this. Those positive words are really going to mean a lot in the long run. So they have for us today. I hope that these help. Thank you so much for joining me and in my classroom today. And I'm going to go into the chat box. If there are any questions here, if we have any. Great. We're going to see over here. I have a YouTube channel, and then I also have the Facebook Live. So let me have that up right now. Do we have any questions? Okay, so I have a question here that says, what would you suggest for specials or recess time activities? Oh, that's a great question. Every school has a different way that they're doing specials, and that's going to be dependent on what your child's teacher is asking you to do. For the downtime activities or the recess activities, I would suggest definitely being outside and get some fresh air. Get some sun if you can. I know that that the weather is getting cooler, but it's getting nicer outside. For us, that looks like doing a little bit of gardening or weeding, and going through our front lawn, and spending some time doing a picnic outside. Sometimes we will bring our food outside, our lunch, and eat together, whether it's just in the driveway. And then my daughter will pick up her bike or her scooter and run and just, do a lap around in the neighborhood, and just kind of stretch those legs. There are so many arts and crafts that you can look up on Pinterest that are really great for just manipulatives and touching, learning, that sort of things. But really, when it comes to recess, you want your child to have that downtime so that it's not all about school. They really want to kind of just take a deep breath and have a little bit of time for themselves. If that means that they want to go on their tablet and watch an episode of something that they like, that's okay. They can do that. You can do that. Be flexible with everything that goes on through your day. This schedule is not written in stone. And you have to allow yourself to also have that flexibility as well. For specials, a lot of the teachers are already giving the specials assignments. And I know that with like gym and art and all of that kind of stuff, it's mostly a PowerPoint. And so what we've taken to doing is, if it's a gym PowerPoint, we will do outside an outside activity. If it's an art PowerPoint, we will do something with art and kind of integrate it into our lunchtime. That's what we do. Are there any other questions? Let me. Oh, I think I see something here. One moment. I think somebody asked a question on the Facebook Live. I'm trying to see your comment. So sorry. Oh, I see it here. Okay. Any advice with about homes with multiple children doing virtual learning on different schedules? Wow, you first of all, I commend any parents and give you so much love and dua for all of the parents who have multiple children at home with the virtual learning. I know that it can be. I mean, you are multitasking on a totally different level, I'm sure. Oh, what I would suggest for multiple children is we'll definitely, make room for each child and make sure that you have an organized place for each child in your home. And maybe stagger a little bit if possible. So maybe if one can have some outside time while another one is learning, that way there's not a lot of noise surrounding the children as well, because sometimes it gets a lot if there's a lot of background going on. So definitely keep them in a separate area, in separate rooms. If you can, keep the younger one closer to you, because they might be the ones that need the most help. And then have your older ones see if they can kind of do their online learning more on their end, and then I would just suggest that you check in and facilitate as needed. So I would suggest that. And if you if you have like a scheduling conflicts, again, communicate it with your teacher. If you need to have a little bit of flexibility with something, let your teacher know that you have more than one student at home and that you're trying to make it work. So that would be my biggest suggestion there. Let's see, I'm going to check the box over here. I'll allow for some people to ask their questions in the next 10 minutes, but as we're kind of wrapping up, I want to just let everybody know that thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share this with you, and I hope that this was helpful. I know that our kids are learning just like with us, and we're getting into a fun new phase, right? So just make sure that that whatever platform that you're on, wherever you are, whether it's for distant learning at school or for madrasa or for extracurriculars, whether you're homeschooling yourself or you're going through an umbrella school, wherever you are, you're doing the right thing, and it will all come out all right. but in a way, you don't want to kind of um, you don't want to let it go, right? You want to make sure that you have some good plans as you're going through your week, and I promise you it'll get better, and that flow will come, and the kids will feel it too. And always give yourselves, celebrations and time to smile and laugh, and give your kids the attention that they need, and they will be fine. They're amazing human beings, and we're here to help. Oh, thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate your feedback and your support. um I hope that this was helpful, like I said, and I'm here. If anybody would like to ask me any questions, you can contact Husseini Islamic Center for my information if you like, or if you know me personally or know, you can always reach out to me. I'm here to help. So, thank you so much, everybody, for this afternoon. And I hope that you have a good rest of your day, and that next week, your school week, goes well. Thank you so much. Jazakallah. Khudafis.